Welcome back to Week. My name's William and this is a behind the scenes look at our business, the Attachment Company. I run the Attachment Company here in the UK along with my fiancée Laura and my brother Andrew, who runs our American business based in Denver, Colorado. If you've watched any of the previous episodes, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you very much for clicking on. This week's going to be slightly different. I am of course still going to show you what orders we're packing up and dispatching at the start of the week. It's Tuesday morning at the moment, so I'll keep the first part of this video, the start of the week, short, and I'll leave all the good stuff towards the end of the week. We can get you over there. We're going to be there both days. We'll show you around, we'll show you what's working, we'll show you some videos of it working, and as much content as we can put in the end of this video. So I'm recording this intro at the start of the week. Hopefully that's my plan. Well, that is my plan for the rest of the week. Hopefully it works out. Thank you again for clicking on. We have 3 orders going out this morning and a couple of things to get ready and get out for the Dig Day event at the end of the week. So let's go and do that and then I'll show you around. Couple of G-rakes there ready to go for the Dig Day, the Takeuchi Day at the end of the week. Just going to get a couple of customer orders done here, get them out. First one is this S4 400mm tungsten auger. That's for a customer last week that bought an X1500 package. I'm just going to get this out, get this up to him. There's one other customer one I want to get out today. Then we need to get the demo stuff out, hopefully all before lunchtime. I'll quickly show you through them once they're ready. I won't bother boring you showing us packing this up. Another couple of attachments ready behind me for the Takeuchi Dig Day on Friday. An auger package and a flail. Won't bother again showing you me packing them up, but I will show you around them once we get them there and get them on a machine on Friday. That's the second customer order for the day, done and ready to go. It's part of a 3500 max log splitting package. The drive went directly to site from Augertorque at Cheltenham. We're sending the double pin cradle, the lock strap, a 300mm S4 tungsten auger and a 250mm log splitting cone. That's for a customer's Takeuchi TB230. As I said, the drive unit went direct from Augertorque. I'm going to finish packing this up, strap it to the pallet, wrap it up, get it out, and that'll be us for orders today. Which means we've already got that one. The G-rakes are done, that's 2. The single auger's done, that's 3. And the rest of the demo attachments for the Dig Day is done. So that's 4 orders, or 4 pallets should I say, out today. I'm going to go and get this done, get it wrapped up, get my lunch, and I'll catch up with you in the afternoon. It's Wednesday morning, we're back in the warehouse packing up a couple of small orders. First one being this 1 metre Augertorque extension. That'll be ready to go on UPS this afternoon. And an order for 2 cradle, an order even for 2 cradle assemblies. 2 Augertorque cradle assemblies going out on their own. That's all that's going on in the warehouse this morning. Taking quite a few inquiries this morning, some good quality leads. So just going to get back in the warehouse, back in the office. I cannot speak this morning. Back in the office this afternoon, follow up on them, and I need to go back to the welders at some point, pick up a couple of brackets that have been getting modified there. When I pick them up, I've got them back, I will of course show you around. Before we get started with this morning's orders, let's have a quick look at what got delivered yesterday. Going to leave this wrapped up, but we need to open it at one point or another, and I'm curious, so let's at least take the plastic off and get a look at what we're dealing with. It is of course another GB hydraulic breaker, the biggest model we've had in to date, a GBN 140TL. We've actually got 2 of them, one's for a customer order, one's for stock. So I need to get this top plate off, take it to the welders to get the bracket made. I think I'll leave it in the box on second thoughts. I'll leave it in the box, leave it in the plastic until then, if I can get this plate off with it being in the crate. If not, I'm going to have to lift it out. But yeah, pretty cool to see one of that size actually. This will be the first one of these we've done, so of course I will show you around. It might not be this week we get it finished, it might be the start of next week, but regardless I'll show you around it. Pretty cool. Nice little start to the day.
So this morning we are packing an X1500 Ayrshire. The customer's also ordered a 200mm log splitting cone. That also goes onto one of our hitches with the new style locking kit. Previously with the locking kit you had to bolt onto like our bolt pattern that we've got there, but then this allows the customer to basically take the pin out and lock it up basically. Yeah.
From memory, this is going on the customer's 3-ton Takeuchi, although we have had to modify one of the hitch brackets. That's the one we picked up yesterday. This is a standard TB230 bracket. It would normally have 35mm pins in it, but you can maybe see there how we've stepped the pin down on one side and we've replaced the boss in the other with a 30mm. The reason for that being the customer needs to be able to take the pins out. It doesn't have a quick hitch on the machine, so we got that modified yesterday, or picked it up yesterday. I think we're pretty much ready to go. A 200mm splitter cone and a locking cradle assembly. Anything else?
No, I think we're good. As usual, it's all stickered up. Thank you cards in.
Done.
What you usually tell everybody?
Nearly done.
Nearly done. We need to band it and wrap it. Stick it out in that rain out there.
Strap, wrap, tape and label.
Oh, is that your strap, wrap, tape and label?
Wait.
Friday morning and it is 11 o'clock and we are on our road to Ramsey and Jackson down in Mauchline. It is bucketing it with rain and it has since early hours this morning. Hopefully when we get through to Ayrshire it is nice and sunny, dry. I'll take just dryness, yeah?
Oh, dryness.
Just dry, will be fine. But it has rained all morning here.
And all day yesterday.
And all day yesterday, so the attachments that we've got down there will be put through their bases, that's for sure, on the ground. We're not quite sure what sort of material we're handling yet, but we'll soon find out once we get down here. So we're just leaving Lanark just now and we're about an hour, just over an hour to get down to Mauchline. See you soon.
Right, we are in wet, soggy Ayrshire. The forecast said it'd be dry. The forecast lied. We're just walking up to the demo area at the moment. I'm going to put a couple of flags up, check the screening bucket, make sure they've got it running right, and then we'll take you back down and show you around the machines and stuff that's out on display. Hopefully, at some point between today and tomorrow, the weather dries up a bit. We'll get the drone out, we'll get some proper footage for you. So, it's wet, very much wet. Laura might be regretting her career choices at this point.
Very much so.
It's very, very wet and very soft, so it will not be G-raking weather this. If it's screening weather we'll be doing good, but we'll get the flags in somewhere and we'll go make sure the rake's working, the screen's working properly, we'll go for that. It turns out walking the dog up to the demo area was, in hindsight, the worst decision we've made so far this week. He loved it, Laura did not, my state of cleanliness did not, but anyway, stuck him away just now. Going to go up here, get this, make sure the screen bucket's working, give Laura a hand, put the flags up, and then hopefully if this rain holds off I can show you around. What we've got set up is the Cymex VSE10 screening bucket on a Takeuchi TB290-2. It was set up over there, but the material was just wet muck. I've moved it over here and this is still very, very wet, but it is more gravelly than it is muck, so I've got it in the widest open setting and you can see it is separating material, albeit slowly, and she's a little bit clogged with muck. Not necessarily the best demo, but that being said, if it can screen this material, it'll screen much worse, or much better than this, sorry, in good dry soil or good dry material. So I'm going to tidy this bit up a little bit and get back to see Laura and see what's going on over there. Day one of the Ramsey and Jackson dig day, almost done. We're just tidying up here. Ran the bucket for a little bit. The material is not great, it's very, very wet, but it's as good as we're going to be able to run this weekend by the look of it. Just going to move the machine in now, going to take it back to the set down area where all the display machines are. Didn't film a lot of content today, but I've got a good plan for tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some more then. If I thought we could get away with playing the theme tune to the movie Convoy right now without ending up in copyright bother, I would do that, but let me try and show you this.
Breaker 19, this here's a rub ready. Mercy sakes alive.
I don't know if you can quite see that, but that's a line of about 6 Takeuchi machines. Hopefully when I get over this hill a little bit I'll be able to show you better. And I'm also trying to hold our flags out the door here as well. Alongside the working attachments, we had some others on display. This included 2 models of G-Rake, a GR120 and a GR150, alongside an Auger Torque 4500 Max auger package and a Canjini TC1-60 600mm wide hydraulic flail.
Got to do when you place the tyres down, they have to be the same way or else they're horrible. Okay, last red now. It doesn't matter how you stack them as long as they're stacked. And remember, it's a speed trial, so anything under a minute is a quick time and on the block stop.
After much twisting his arm, we've managed to get Colin. What were you getting, your service manager?
Service manager, I think.
Roped in and giving us a quick tour.
There's a few other options, but that was the same.
That's the only one that's we can say publicly, but aye.
A couple of lineups of Takeuchi machines. We've got the TB395W, the new duck in the Takeuchi range. We've swiftly move on. TB370, which is the new 7-ton 3 series machine to the Takeuchi range. That's plant hire, end user, kind of slightly revised cab, so it's more aimed at kind of end user as opposed to the kind of simple machine. Still get the 290, it's just an addition. You've got the TB260, which is aimed at your plant hire companies.
Yes.
Simple and nice inside of the cab, nice layout, operators, everything like that can work it fairly steady. Then again, new 3 series, TB350R, zero tail swing, aimed again at some plant hire guys and end users. landscaping guys, stuff like that. Can you somebody that's needing this? So can you end users, like landscape guys, somebody wanting slightly bigger machine, stuff like that. Then again, just following on, smaller machine again, 335R, reduced tail swing, basically just a reduced version of the 350. Same cab, same layout, or the new style cab, but aimed at, same again, landscapers, all that kind of stuff, end user machine more than anything else. 325R, same again, new 3 series, 2.5 ton, reduced tail swing, a very popular machine for us, towable in that size, aimed at all your landscape gardeners, end users, driveways, all that kind of thing. Very, very popular machine for us. We normally keep that spec. We've started keeping them more and more with second auxiliary. More and more people asking that for tilt and bucket and stuff like that. They're wanting more and more. Good old faithful TB219 hasn't changed for long enough. Your very basic inside cab. Nothing has changed about this machine for a long time. Bog basic, no frills. And it's got a temperature gauge and an hour clock. That's it. And a radio, that's pretty much as good as it gets. Then, same again, 325, same as we've seen up there. Really popular machine for us, so we keep quite a few in stock. They're really popular for us. Another popular machine for us, TB230. 3 ton, same old cab. Very, very popular plant hire machine. Yes, 325, slightly newer layout of cab. That's just your old, standard, no saying old, just mere basic, really popular plant hire style machine. It is a proper 3 ton machine, and it's a very, very popular machine for us. You've got Yanmar, Kohler, Kubota and Deutz. So the Deutz is in the duck. I think the 370 I think is a Kubota. I'm just no 100% sure, but it's a variation of everything. TB210R, you cannot go wrong with a 210R. Simple, basic, servo control, small, towable, compact machine, through a doorway. Yes, expanding undercarriage. You can see the two, one's in, one's out. Really, really popular machine. Everybody raves about them. Anybody gets them, happy. And then standard for us again, 260. Really, really popular machine. 2 series cab, same cab as everything else in the range. Just really, really popular machine. In fact, there's a 250 over here. We've got 250 working. From this lineup, we're missing the 228 and the 217. 217's a canopy only machine, so it's not really that popular for us. Due to the lovely Scottish weather, nobody's really that interested. Most of these machines are the same. 216, which is a working demo that's been up in the bank, exactly the same. Really popular machine. Towable, extended undercarriage. Just you could sell them all day long. Everybody loves them. 216s, 210s, 230s, 325s, and we'll do quite a few 260s, the occasional 290s, and then maybe occasional 15 tonners. 250 is over there, so you still get the 250, still the 2 series cab, exactly the same layout as the 260, just a slightly smaller compact machine. 350 just has the more, it's got a different cab, that's basically it. And as far as I know, they're still keeping it because it's a 250-2, so that's the kind of latest model of it. Same as the 290-2. And then the only other machine we've got here that's not at the front is we've got the 2150, the heavy lifter of the Takeuchi fleet. Zero tail swing, standard with a blade. You get a 2150R and a 2150, so difference between your fixed boom and then the boom with a pivot. Aye. The machine, yes, the machine working over with the Engcon on it is the one with the pivot in the front. That's a standard spec machine. That is Takeuchi's demonstrator standard spec machine.
Thank you very much, Colin. That's not that bad, was it?
No, it was alright. That wasn't too bad.
That was alright once you get going.
Aye, once you get into the swing, yeah.
Let's say much for the same tomorrow, same plan.
Yes, exactly the same plan tomorrow. Machines working up in the quarry and then range of static machines.
Nice. Hopefully that made some sort of sense of that, surely.
The only difference, we'll have nicer weather tomorrow.
Guaranteed.
Well, it's not going to rain.
You heard the man. Thanks, Colin. We are back in Mauchline, Ayrshire for day 2 of the Ramsey and Jackson dig day. And this morning, we are at the back of the convoy.
Breaker 19, this here's your...
I've just got here, I'm tracking this TB290 back out to the dig site. There's 7 machines in front of me. This is the machine we brought in last night with the Cymex screening bucket on it. The weather is a whole lot nicer this morning, so fingers crossed it won't have dried out completely, but fingers crossed it's dried out a little bit. We can screen a bit more material, properly show off what this bucket can do. So I'm going to track this out. I've got the flags to put back up, then I can show you around. I did buy a GoPro suction mount yesterday. I was hoping to get some action shots, however it's missing the little foot mount and I never brought one with me, so I don't know if we'll be able to do that, but I'll get this out anyway, get the flags up, and then we'll worry about it after that. Hopefully we can get you some good footage. It's dry, as I said. I've charged the drone up. Hopefully we can get it out at some point today, get a look round about, get you some good action shots, and then just let's see what comes up from there. Here's one little thing I've noticed about this TB290-2 that hopefully I can show you while we're tracking out here, is it's got a latching button for the hydraulics. So I'll spin you around here, I'll show you what that means. So normally we would work this rocker to work the screening button. Hopefully you can see both of them there as I'm holding that on. You can see the bucket spinning, and as soon as I let go, the bucket stops. However, if we press the button, you can see no hands on the joystick and the auxiliaries are working. That's maybe not as big a feature when we're using something like this screening bucket, that we need to use both directions. But if you were mulching or flailing or hedge cutting or any sort of attachment that you wanted to put on and run for any length of time while you were maybe working other controls, then that's a real nice feature.
Breaker 19, this...
As you seen yesterday, and as you can tell by the groundwater in here, this is not the most driest material for screening. However, I've ran the bucket there for maybe 15-20 minutes, and you can see that's the big material that's been left in the bucket. And I've ran it on the two opposite ends of the size scale, so that's on the big side, that's with the screens wide open. And then I ran a couple on the smaller size, on the smallest setting, and you can see the difference. Hopefully you can tell for there the difference. That's actually not too bad. Where the difference here on the big wide open setting is it allows stuff this size through. If you want to see just how wet it is here, this works how it should, and hopefully you can still hear me from inside the cab. Let me give you a quick run through what we're doing. First, let me show you something. So note the distance between the two shafts. If I run them and I press the control button in the cab, watch the distance close up between the two shafts, which of course changes the output size. That's it, all the way closed and all the way open. What I'll do, I'll run a couple of buckets through with it in the full open setting, and then I'll do the same with it fully closed. Now, not to sound like a broken record, but this is seriously wet and far from ideal material, but it is, you can see it is coping with it. So that's it on the wide open size. All I'm doing is working it in both directions. So in this bucket, in this model, the 10, the VSE 10 and upwards, the output size is adjustable from 15 to 55 millimeters. So you should hopefully can see here, if I don't crush the GoPro, the size of material that's left in the bucket. And I'm going to try something here. So if I close up the screen size down to the 15 millimeters, I'm going to lift the material that I've just screened. I'm going to run it through it again and see how it comes out. Hopefully you should see a lot finer material output. It is of course a lot slower. We're not getting the same volume of material out because it's just wet. We're having to work it over the shafts. But you can see the difference in what's allowed through the shafts when they're closed up like that. That's what I was trying this morning to demonstrate the sort of different size materials that you can make. You can see it's taking a bit of work in that size just to work the material over the shafts. And if I open it up while we're screening, you should see the volume increase. Look at the difference in what comes out. We have a couple of customers watching here, so let's try and grab a respectable sized bucket full, and we'll run it through on the open 55mm setting. Just working over the shafts. There's a lot of muck built up in this bucket, so it's just keeping it cleaned out and working that material over the shafts as you're using it. This is a product and attachment that we would like to try and do more demos with and make more videos and media on. We'll try and do that over the year. This has been a good opportunity to get it out. If it can handle this material, it will handle anything drier than this, really. I was hoping we could get some nice action shots with a GoPro mounted on top of the bucket, but that did not go to plan for the day. Well, let's close this screen size up and see what we can get out. Well, that's a good bucket full to show you what's left in it. If I can tip it out in front of my GoPro here. Well, that's the fine size, the 15mm, 0 to 15mm that's coming through there. You can see the difference in material. Hopefully I can see it from here, hopefully you can see it on the camera. What I'll try and do is set up a camera angle here that shows you inside the bucket as it's working. Hopefully that worked. Top tip of the day, do not leave your drone in the back of a buggy because it's now somewhere between here and back in the yard. So going to walk back, let's see if we can recover that. Successfully recovered. It is Sunday, midday, we're back in the warehouse, back in our normal surroundings. I never managed to film anything at the end of yesterday, but got finished up yesterday, got all the machines back in, had a little play around on the electric Takeuchi doing the time challenge. Then we got back here maybe about 4 PM. So taking stock of the last couple of days, thoroughly enjoyed it. So first and foremost, thank you very much again to Ramsey and Jackson, to Colin and to Neil for giving us a shout, for helping out at the open day. Could not have been happier with it. Thoroughly appreciate the opportunity, and everybody we met was friendly, was welcoming, was helpful, really wanted to help. So that makes our job easier and makes us feel like we're part of the event. So thank you to them. As far as how it went, I was more than happy with it from our perspective. Friday was a little bit slower than yesterday, whether that was because it was a Friday or because the weather on Thursday had been horrible and then the weather Friday morning wasn't great, so maybe that had an impact. Yesterday was a lot busier in terms of people, a lot of good conversations both days, a lot of good contacts made, a lot of good relationships hopefully that come from it, which is first and foremost why we are there. Hopefully I managed to get some good content for you to watch from yesterday and Friday. I was trying to mix it in with getting content obviously for this week's episode and making sure I didn't miss talking to anybody that was actually there. So once again, thank you very much to Ramsey and Jackson for making us part, for asking us to be part of it firstly and then making us feel part of it when we were there. Thanks also to Holly from Takeuchi for making us feel welcome, and hopefully we can do a lot more with Takeuchi going forward as well. And to Dave Vickers, Digging with Dave. You'll have seen a little bit hopefully in this video of him doing the Takeuchi time challenge. He will be up, I should say, for Scotland, so hopefully we can get him on film a little bit more then as well. Other than that, that's pretty much us for the week. Back in the warehouse just now, doing an hour or so this morning, just trying to tidy up, put things back that we took out at the weekend there, and we have a stock order, at least one, maybe two big orders coming in next week, and I'm not saying this for dramatic effect, but I really don't know where we're putting them. So try and make some space in here, just try to do a little bit of tidying up in here and outside when the weather holds up. And other than that, that is us for this week's episode. I'm tired. I'm going to finish tidying up here. Might try and get out a run, might go to the gym, get some exercise in, then take it easy for this afternoon. If you have made it all the way to the end of this week's episode, it is thoroughly appreciated. Let us know down below your feedback. When you're down there, hit subscribe, hit like, that will keep you up to date with all of our YouTube content. You'll get a notification when we post a new video. These weekly videos come out weekly, every week on a Wednesday evening. And I'm really enjoying being able to bring you more of this sort of content that gets us out of here, gets us out using machines, using attachments, meeting people, seeing people, showing you some more interesting stuff. So hopefully we can keep that up for the rest of the year. Yes, thank you again for making it all the way here. I will see you next week. Cheers.